Welcome back, Talk family, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Talk the Talk. My name is 𝐤𝐥𝐸𝐬, and joining me today is Nicki Cottle. She is the fleet manager at Kia South Africa. So Nicki is a target performance-driven individual who's been part of the motoring industry for many moons. She is goal-oriented, a people's person, and very patient and tolerant. And I guess in the role that she plays at Kia South Africa, you need to exercise patience and tolerance. She leads her team by example, and the colleagues as well, and she assists them with making the best decisions that will benefit their company. So without further ado, let's welcome Nicki, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC, and Avo by Nedbank. Hello Nicki, how are you?
Hello Desh, so good to be here.
It is finally. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming.
So Nicki, you've been following me, you have been championing for this platform for a very long time, and so I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
So tell our viewers about your journey in motoring South Africa.
Oh, my journey started many moons ago when I was at university, and before the times of computers, I used to do a manual stock book for Imperial Toyota in my spare time at studying, and I did the licensing and registration and the filing, and that's 1980, mid-80s, that's when it really started. But then I joined Imperial Toyota 35 years ago. I worked for Toyota for 10 years in retail. And then 25 years ago, I joined the newly formed Kia South Africa. And I've been on a fabulous 25-year journey. I've worked for Kia, I've worked for Citroën South Africa, I've worked for CarFind, which encompassed BikeFind. Not that I knew much about bikes, but it was a platform. Me and bikes is not really the greatest companions. We set up a website called Handyman Find that connected service providers with people who needed a handyman. And then I've been back at Kia since 2014, and that's nearly 9 years ago, and it's gone by in a flash. Wow. This last 9 years.
Wow. I think what's still ringing in my head is mid-80s. I was literally born in the mid-80s. It's been a long time, Nicki. I can only sit here in awe of your resilience and you just, soldiering through. And I guess I'm going to learn a little bit more from you in terms of transformation in the motoring trade, because you've witnessed it all. You've witnessed everything that's happened from the 80s. But how do you feel about our initiative? And you would validate and verify that it's the first time in the history of motoring South Africa that there is a platform like this. How do you feel about it?
Desh, I think that it's really a great initiative, and the South African motoring industry for a long time has had an inequality with gender diversity. So it's really so encouraging to be part of something, this journey.
Oh, thank you so much, Nicki. And really, I do go ooh and I and awe all the time, because I really do appreciate it when people say this to me. But gosh, I wish I could even be even more expressive. I don't know how much more expressive I can be in terms of how grateful I am that you say that. Like I said, you've been in the industry forever. I think I stand to be corrected, but I think you might. I've done over 800 interviews in the motoring trade, and I think you might be the longest.
Wow, Desh.
The longest. You might.
That makes me feel quite old, but also quite privileged.
Yes, it is a privilege.
I've survived,
Absolutely.
and successfully survived.
And you know what? Again, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish, and you are proof of that. You are proof of that. So, tell me, Nicki, What do you think women, or why do you think women do well in our trade?
Dash, it's a very difficult question because I think women are very consistent. And these days women are very ambitious, and there are lots of opportunities for women in the motor trade. There's lots of positions, it's just not selling a car. It's very, very diverse, and people can grow in the industry, and there's lots of initiatives. And Kia is part of the Motors Corporation, and there are lots of initiatives where people can be trained, upskilled, and there's lots of opportunities.
Motors is a huge champion for women empowerment and for upliftment in the motoring trade. Actually, despite a race or gender, they are, despite race, gender, color, creed, whatever the case might be, they're always there to uplift their people. And it's amazing. I work very closely with the Motors Group. Tell me about one problem that you might have faced not just in professionally, but you might have faced. What was the outcome? How did you handle it?
Oh, Dash, this is the motor trade. There's curveballs every single day, and I think during COVID there were major curveballs every 2 weeks. There was another challenge that we had to overcome. So I think that our fleet team, really the corporate sales team, overcame adverse challenges during COVID, and I think we were recognised by SAVRALA, which is the South African Vehicle Renting and Leasing Association, where we won the most improved OEM. So yeah, my team really did me proud then.
And how do you, Nicki, as an individual, as a woman, measure success?
Oh, that's multifaceted. very multifaceted. So first of all, there's a target that needs to be reached, but more importantly, there is solutions that we provide to our clients. How do we provide those solutions? How did we get to the solutions? And that's a very important aspect for me. Then I think happiness. How many fun days do we have? The motor trade is very challenging, and yeah, it's just like, do we have fun? That's how I measure success. And health. Do we have overall health? What state are we at? And I think that we just look at success as being a number sometimes, but for me it's multifaceted.
Absolutely. Nicki, what's your management style like?
Oh, that depends the role that I've got, the hat that I've got to wear that day.
And I'm assuming you wear many hats.
Lots of different avenues that we deal in. I like people to be able to make their own decisions. I don't like to micromanage. I like people to get on with the job. If they're stuck, they can come to me, we'll discuss it. I'll ask them what they think they should do, and yeah, encourage people to make a decision, be it right or wrong. We can always fix a mistake most of the time. But yeah, I encourage people to grow, and it's so encouraging to see people progress.
Nicki, you said you were here long before computers. So I'm going to ask you a question which I'm sure you were not expecting. What was the transformation that you witnessed over the last almost 40 years?
Oh, yes. So
in terms of women being empowered in the motoring trade, gender equality in the motoring trade, has there been change?
I think there's been great strides. So, I mean, if I look back when I first started at Toyota, I think in Gauteng there were 4 female salespeople, and yeah, that was not a lot of people. And yes, we've grown so much, and so much has changed. And it's about adopting change and making sure that you're equipped to deal with change, and not being afraid of change, but to look at it as a good sign.
Absolutely. So, any words of advice for young women that want to join our trade?
Yes.
Can I start the answer off for you?
Yes.
It's not 1985. Things have changed, and it's much easier than when I started. Now you continue.
Yeah, I just think that it's such an adventure. I've done so much in the motor trade, and it is such an exciting industry. No 2 days are the same, and you can really grow and achieve so many different desires. And yeah, I've had such fun over the last 35 years, and I've been to lots of places. I've been on lots of adventures. There's been difficult times, and in any job there is always some aspects that you find a little bit tedious and that you don't like doing, but you've got to do them. And if you're going to progress, you need to embrace those little things niggles that you don't enjoy doing.
Wow, Nicki, thank you so much for that. And I still sit in awe, and that's why I did that. It's because you literally started off when I was 2 or 3 years old, and I have so much to learn from women like you. And you say that I just had so much of fun in the past 35 years. I hope my next 35 years is going to be fun. We can definitely.
It goes so quickly.
So that means life goes so quickly. Enjoy every moment, I guess, and just you talked about it earlier on. My definition, your definition of success is peace, joy, happiness, and how much fun are we having? That's what we should do. Nicki, is there anything that you'd like to add to this conversation? I wish I could have you here all day. I've got so much to ask you, but we have a 10-minute to a 15-minute slot.
Desh, I just really I'm so grateful to MFC, Nedbank, 𝐬𝐸 Solutions, Avo for providing this platform, and for you to going out of your way and to hosting it and providing women with empowerment, because the landscape has definitely changed, and I still think we have quite a long way to go, but yeah, there is change, and that is so inspiring.
Oh, look, there's tears in my eyes, and this never happens because, look, I am an Indian drama queen, but I mean, for us Indian people especially, respecting people that are older, more wiser, more experienced than us, and just learning and being a sponge and developing from your experiences, everything for us. So I'm not going to use the Hindi terms or the Hindu words here, because no one's going to understand me, but it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have you here. Thank you so much, Nicki.
Oh, Desh, thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Avo by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by 𝐬𝐸 Solutions and Avo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.avo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk Studios.
So I just want to talk a little bit about feminism. It says here on my little quote here that feminism isn't about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives her strength. So ladies, success is often not about quantity, but it's about quality. Here we have quality. So focusing on the most important tasks and priorities can lead to more significant accomplishments than trying to do everything at once. It is essential to prioritize and allocate resources wisely to achieve success. Success is not in doing more, it's in doing the right things. And as Nicki said earlier on, joy, peace, and happiness. And with that, I would like to remind you that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.